African parents can be so controlling, and I saw another creator on here talking about how African parents want you to be stuck in the house all day, every day. And on top of that, African parents hate the word friend. Mentioning anything involving a friend, doing things with friends is literally their biggest pet peeve, and I will never understand that. Something I've always wondered with this is I don't know if African parents just don't understand that socializing is a healthy aspect of growing up. Like thinking about the way that I was raised, middle school, high school, where if I went out, let's say in January, like I knew that I could not go out again until February. Like that's how bad it was because in my parents' eyes, it was like, well, you see your friends every single day at school, which is clearly not the same thing because we're at school to learn. So we only have how much time to really socialize. And they underestimate how big socialization is a part of children's development. And for some reason, that part just completely bypasses their brain. Like I understand that they want to focus on school and focused on our books and getting good grades so that we can secure our futures. But it's also like if you don't have the skills of being able to socialize with other people, that is going to deeply negatively harm you. And I feel like a lot of people have experienced the negative impacts of that because now they're having to learn how to gain social skills in their 20s when they could have been developed it when they were in their earlier teens and high school ages. Not only do you have to learn how to socialize with people your age, you also have to learn how to socialize with people older than you because within African culture, I think a lot of us are taught that people older than us are in positions of authority and that they have to have an extra level of respect. And that's definitely impacted me in past jobs, internships, and even my corporate job in the earlier stages where I felt like I couldn't talk to them a certain type of way. And it wasn't until now that I'm 25, about to be 26, that I've learned that I can speak to older people like they are my equals because they are. I think that because African culture pushes so much that children and adults are not equal at all, it creates this weird relationship and makes you a little bit more meek and shy and doesn't allow you to speak up. And I've had situations at past jobs, internships, where they say, Janice, like you don't really offer your opinion as much, you don't speak up as much. And I'm speaking to the other interns, I'm speaking to other people that are my age, but when it comes to people older than me, I feel uncomfortable. And it wasn't until now that I've been able to unlearn that. But it's so deeply ingrained in the culture. And again, I don't think that African parents realize how deeply harmful that is because maybe that works within the context of living in Africa, living in Ghana, living in Nigeria, living wherever, but in America, in the States, that is not helpful and only harms you. I understand that a lot of our parents were doing their best and doing what they could from what they knew, but there are a lot of long-lasting impacts that now our generation has to unlearn because of their controlling and sometimes manipulative tactics that they use on us. And it's hard to not hold a little bit of resentment towards them because of that, because now I have to do already 10 times more work than I already have to do, especially already being Black and already being a woman in America. On top of that, having to unlearn these traditional values that I've been taught by my African family, it just makes things a little bit harder and it's definitely a little frustrating.